All right, so here we have Bitcoin on Bybit on the 1 hour. So we're going to go over the bullish and bearish cases first, then we'll go over the current market dynamics. So we're being held down by the 50 right now. Having some trouble getting back above that. Did get rejected from the 21 after we fell through it, fell through the 50. Basically bounced up off this VPVR level. So the bullish case right now, we need to get back above this 21 and this VPVR level at 21,300. So 21,300 is the level I'm looking at right now. If we can get above that, I think we would break the top of the range at 21,650. That would also imply that this RSI gets out of the bearish control zone above that signal line. We need to get back, we need to get above 21, basically 21K, 2126 to be exact, in order to get out of the above that signal line. MACD, we need to get back above the zero line. We could just pop back up. As you see, we kind of dipped below the zero line here and kind of had a fake out. But I mean, the negative momentum is decreasing a bit, but we need to get this MACD back above that signal line in order to be bullish. Your BBWP is below the moving average and it is in the lower zone right now. So I would like to see that get back above that moving average in order for the vol to continue. Looks like we could be making some sort of ascending triangle on the lower term time frame, from here to here. So we'll find out. That measured move would lead us back up to this breakdown point at about 21,250. So if we break the top of the range, that's where I'm looking at, the 24K mark. And then we'll come back to it. But yeah, I mean, if we break the top of that range, that's really where I think we're going. So the bearish case is that we break this purple zone right here, at the 2400 level. I'm actually going to raise this up because, let me see here, 2400, because that's what I'm looking at now. Let's get off of this. So as long as we stay above there, we're still in good shape. But if we fall below there, I'm going to expect this to come all the way back down to this POC point of control in the VPVR at 19,750. That would be the next stop for me, and probably just going to be a bounce and come back down to the lows. So we need to stay above, the 2,400 level. And if we break down, I think we're going back down to the lows after a bounce at the 19,750 level. That would also imply that this 21 crosses the 50 and the 50 and the 21 cross the 100 to the downside. Also, that would imply that your MACD continues its downside curvature and starts printing some dark red bars again on the histogram. As your RSI would go deeper into the bearish control zone. And yeah, so right now, RSI, we are in the bearish control zone below that signal line. So yeah, like I said, we need to get back above that. It's basically at the 45 level, top of the bearish control zone. If we fall below the 39.9 level, which is this last low, that's also gonna coincide with us breaking this last low at the 2,800 level. Your MACD right now is below the zero line, below that signal line. Your negative momentum is waning a bit. We need to get back above 21,600. See that level again. The 21,660 exactly is when you'll cross above that signal line. Your BBWP is below the moving average right now. I would like to see that get back above that to continue the volatility. So we'll find out. Nothing's changed unless we break the 100 or the 221. Nothing's changed unless we break the 21 or the 100. So that's kind of what I'm looking at right now. Let's move on to Ethereum. By the way, if you guys are liking this video so far, like and subscribe to the channel. Check out the links in the description below. One being the Discord. We got good exchanges down there, so check the links out. And let's move on. So Ethereum looks like we could be making some sort of a BART pattern. So that could lead us back down to this purple zone at 1260. That would also imply that your RSI continues to fall, probably testing that neutral median line. We are below the signal line right now. MACD. Okay, so looks like either we're going to come up to the signal line and retest it and resume down. Watch your bars on the histogram. If you start printing dark red bars again, and this MACD continues this downside curvature, that's where this BART's probably going to come into play. BBWP is above the moving average, but barely. So if we cross that moving average, we could continue to go sideways. If we cross the moving average to the downside, we're probably just going to keep going sideways, probably being held up by the 21. If we break the 21, probably get a bounce to 50, but ultimately I think we would come to this purple zone, maybe even the 100. A lot of this is going to depend on Bitcoin though too. Let's go back to Bitcoin real quick. If we fall to this purple zone, that means Ethereum will formulate that BART pattern and complete it. So the bullish case is that you get back above these wick highs at 1387, 1388 region. If that happens, I would expect us to come up to this purple line at the 1500 level. All we got to do is break these highs right here. That would also imply that we get into the bullish control zone, which we did get a fresh cross of the signal line right now, but we'll find out what happens. That would also imply that we cross this MACD line to the upside. So definitely watch your momentum as soon as this BBWP gets back above this last high, continues its upside curvature. Definitely watch your momentum and watch your price action. Whichever way you break this range, from the 1320 to 1385, whichever way you break the range, you'll either go to the 1500 or the 100 or the 1250 level. So that's what I'm looking at for Ethereum. Right now, your RSI is in the neutral median zone, fresh cross to the downside of the signal line. MACD below the signal line, but it is above the zero line still. So we got plenty of room to go, plenty of room to find support. Negative momentum is waning on the histogram. BBWP coming down. Looks like we could go sideways a little longer. But as soon as your BBWP starts going back up sharply, that's when the range will most likely get broke. If the BBWP crosses that moving average to the downside and heads down to this blue line, we're probably going to go sideways for a while. So yeah, that's what I'm looking at for Ethereum. Let's move on to Solana. So Solana, once again, we have been on the pulse of Solana for months now, right to the red zone. Got rejected from basically the middle of it, almost. We almost got to the middle. Got rejected from the $41 mark. Came back down, tested the 50. Now we're back into the red zone. So if we can get bullish cases that we get back above this last high at $41, that would also imply that we get back above that signal line, get back above this last high on the RSI, and continue its upside curvature as your MACD bounces off the zero line, crosses that signal line to the upside, starts printing some dark green bars on the histogram as your BBWP crosses this moving average. Nothing's happening until we cross that moving average. I mean, we go sideways right at the bottom of this. We're actually going to lower that down a little bit so that it covers where we stopped at, where we got that bounce. So that's that. We're in the red zone. I mean, we're in the red zone right now. So as long as we stay above it, we probably stay above this 100 and 200. So now if we break the 50, this is the bearish case. If we break the 50, probably going to come down to this 100 in this VPVR level right here at 37, 36 region. That would also imply that we test the top of the bearish control zone. If we enter the bearish control zone and get back below these RSI levels, not going to look good at all. Probably going to get cracked. And that would also imply that we cross this zero line to the downside, start printing some dark red bars on that histogram as your BBWP crosses that moving average. Like I said, nothing's really happening until we cross that moving average on the BBWP. That's when your vol will pick up. Right now your volume is actually heading down, so I would expect some spikes in volume whenever the vol picks up and your BBWP gets above that moving average. So if we do break the 200, actually if we break the 100 at 37.20, 37.30 region, I would expect a bounce at the 200, probably a big bounce, but ultimately I think we would come down to the POC point of control and the VPVR at 33.80. So that's what I'm looking at right there. So there's your bullish and bearish cases. As long as we make a higher low, like on the 4-hour, you know, we can come all the way back down to the 4-hour 50 and this VPVR level at $37 and still be in good shape. You know, so we got plenty of room to wiggle. And one other thing I want to show you is here on the 4-hour, your major moving averages are trying to get above each other. So if this 100 can cross this 200, that is going to look good. On your 4-hour, you're making higher highs, higher lows continuously. And your RSI did get rejected from the bullish control zone twice. You are below the signal line, but we're on major support right now for the RSI. I mean, we're kind of in a range right now for the RSI. And see here, your MACD testing the signal line. We don't want to get across to the downside. It looks like you're trying to print a red bar on the histogram, but we'll find out. This could very easily turn around. Or, you know, we could cross for a second and just come right back up. So we come all the way down to the 50 at 2,600, which is the level we were looking at before, and still be in good shape. Let's check what the daily's doing real quick. Daily, all your major moving averages are below each other, but your 21 starting to flatten out. So we'll find out. I mean, we need to break this range before anything. We've been in this range since you know, basically the 18th of June. So yeah, I mean, as soon as we break out of the range, get that BBWP back up on the daily. As soon as the BBWP gets above that moving average on the daily, and we break one side of this range, there's going to be major volatility, and I think there'll be a major move. So those are my thoughts. Once again, if you guys like this video, like and subscribe to the channel. Check out the links in the description below. One being the Discord. There's also some good links for exchanges. You get free crypto, I get free crypto. And everyone have a great morning, great afternoon, great evening, and I will see you tomorrow.